1 week ago, I released a video expressing my feelings about Yandere Simulator being banned from Twitch. This video was very harsh and critical. In retrospect, I can see that it was probably a bad idea to create such a hostile video. The negative tone of my video only made things awkward for Twitch. If they unban the game, then they are setting the precedent that any game developer can bully them into making decisions by giving them bad publicity. If they don't unban the game, some people might accuse them of holding a petty grudge against me because I made a mean video. If they continue to say nothing, then they will look bad for refusing to communicate. In other words, the tone of my previous video made it impossible to achieve a win-win outcome. So let's look at the situation from a much more optimistic point of view. It's entirely possible that there are perfectly logical explanations for why I haven't heard anything from Twitch. First, I'll discuss 3 possible reasons why I haven't heard from them, and then I'll look at Yandere Simulator's ban from a different perspective. Number 1. They did try to contact me, but I never got their message. It's possible that, in the past, Twitch attempted to contact me about Yandere Simulator's ban, but somehow their message never reached me. Maybe they sent an email to the wrong address, or something along those lines. A lot of people at Twitch might think I'm just a liar who is trying to start drama by claiming that they won't speak to me. In reality, maybe it's all just one big misunderstanding because their messages were never reaching me. Number 2. Anti-Censorship taken to an extreme. It's possible that Twitch has a very strong anti-censorship stance. Perhaps they don't want to tell me what content needs to be removed from Yandere Simulator because they don't want to be responsible for censoring the game. This would be very noble of them. However, censoring the game is not the only solution. I could release 2 builds of the game, the Too Hot for Twitch version and the Twitch-friendly version. The Twitch-friendly version would have no panty shots, or obscured murder animations, or towels in the locker room, or whatever else Twitch wants. I wouldn't mind doing this at all. I think that releasing a Twitch-friendly build might be one of the best ways to resolve this issue. Number 3. No protocol for this situation. This may be the first time that a game developer has disputed the ban of their game on Twitch. Twitch hasn't been responding to me because they simply don't have any established protocol for how to handle this type of situation. When I sent emails to Twitch, maybe my email was received by someone who didn't know what to tell me, so they forwarded my email to someone else, who forwarded my email to someone else, and so on, until my email just got lost. They're not ignoring me, they just don't have a process for handling this type of situation. Now, let's look at Yandere Simulator's ban from a different perspective. Twitch's guidelines state that you can stream a game containing gratuitous violence or nudity as long as nudity and violence are not the focus of the game. At the point in time when Yandere Simulator was banned, violence was the only way to eliminate your rivals. In the 12 months since then, I've implemented numerous non-lethal elimination methods. You can now eliminate your rivals without spilling a single drop of blood. In other words, perhaps Yandere Simulator did deserve to be banned from Twitch 1 year ago, but it doesn't meet the criteria anymore. There is one final point that I'd like to make. Yandere Simulator is still under development, and new features are being added all the time. Twitch might be worried that if they unban the game, I will update the game with content that would be totally unacceptable for Twitch. That would probably be the dumbest and most counterproductive thing I could possibly do, since the last thing I would want to do is get banned a second time. However, it's up to Twitch to decide whether or not they think they can trust me, and if they simply don't believe that I'm trustworthy, there's not much I can do. In short, Twitch isn't necessarily the bad guy. Maybe they never contacted the right email address, or maybe they weren't considering the alternatives to censorship, or maybe they just don't have any protocol for this kind of situation, or something else along those lines. I was very frustrated with my situation, which resulted in a very harsh and critical video. But being so hostile was actually very counterproductive. I don't have any further interest in demonizing Twitch. I just want to reach a resolution where nobody has to be the bad guy and everybody is happy. Thank you for listening to my defense of Twitch, and thank you for following the development of Yandere Simulator.